It's so easy to look at other YouTubers, other content creators and thinking, damn, I want to do that. You get started, you buy all the right gear, you're getting ready to post your first video. And then what will my friends and family say? Will I fail? Will other people like me? And can I compete with all the other ones? Oftentimes, these thought patterns win in people's minds. People never get to it, and maybe that's where you are right now. And trust me, I have been there multiple times, having all sorts of fears before uploading my first video. And if you are considering starting your own channel, you might want to stick around, hang around for these tips and tricks of how to beat fear back in the bush. I don't know if you could say that bush thing. I'm from Denmark, how would I know? If you already know me, welcome back. But if you're new here, hi and welcome to my channel. I help closeted YouTubers and content creators get out of the closet and taking that really first step of getting themselves out there, posting their first piece of content and getting on with their creator journey. And then I usually sprinkle it with a little personal development because, hey, who doesn't love to grow? So without wasting any more of your precious time, let's dive into these tips and tricks and stick around for fear number 4, because this fear held myself back the absolute most, and getting past that fear has changed the game for me completely. The first fear that I ran into was, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I post a video and I get my YouTube channel up and running and I fail? Then I've put all that effort, all that hard work into it just to throw it all away again. The fear of failure is a very hot topic. The truth is that you can always fail. What you're doing now, what you've been doing for years maybe, you could still fail. But do you believe you're gonna fail? Yes or no? Probably no, because you're in it. You've done it for years maybe, you've done it for months. You know how it all works. What are the risks that you're gonna fail? They're probably not that big. When you're starting something new, whether that's YouTube, whether that's a new job, whether that's a new friendship, relationship, whatever it might be, there's a higher risk of the thing to fail because you're new to it. This is where we all have to start leaning more into faith rather than leaning into fear. The two things are opposite, but it takes the same amount of energy of leaning into fear or leaning into faith. You have to trust yourself so much that you know this will succeed. To trust yourself, you have to build discipline. Every time you do something that you promised yourself to do, it's a little confidence coin in the bank. It's a little discipline coin in the bank. Every single time you do that, you're going to prove to yourself over and over and over again that you are showing up for yourself. You're showing up for the people you have on YouTube, for the community you're building, but most importantly, you are showing up for yourself. And suddenly the fear of failure is going to be smaller. And this applies in everything you're doing. So if you already have a really strong built discipline, if you already have confidence, you will not even experience the fear of failure because you trust yourself enough to know that you're going to do whatever it takes. If you don't though, if you have the fear of failure, start building up the trust to yourself. You have to set rules for yourself or routines or habits that you're going to stick to build your confidence and thereby pushing through the fear of failure and leaning into faith that, hey, of course you can do this. Many people will say, I'm new to this, so I'll probably fail. Reverse that and say, I'm new to that, so I'll probably succeed. Fear number 2, the fear of comparison, the fear of not fitting in. There are so many content creators on YouTube, so many. And there are so many within your niche, there are so many within my niche, but there will always be people who needs to hear your message from you. Not the other thousands, but you. Just as there are many different content creators, there are so many different people within the world, and there will always be someone out there who resonates with your message and the way you deliver the message. And honestly, let's just talk the law of attraction a little bit, because you attract who you are. So the more you dare to put yourself out there, not trying to fit you inside a box that is not you, but the more you dare to lean into who you actually are and the message that you want to deliver on, the more people like you're going to attract, and it's going to be the right crowd for your channel. But this fear, just like the other fears, this fear is so legit, especially if you have never seen a content creator on the internet like you. You don't have an example to follow. And like, you can search for an eternity about content creators like you, but you'll never find them because no one is like you. You can choose to see it from that point, like, dang, I wish that there was an example of me out there, but there's not gonna be that. There's literally not gonna be that because there's only one of you. When you see it from the other side of the coin, you're gonna be like, I'm the only one of me out there. I am the first one to do this. No one is going to be like you. And start speaking that way to yourself. You are only as good as you say you are. So if you say, oh, I'm not like the others, da 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 da. No, you're not like the others. But you're downplaying yourself. Upplay yourself, seriously. You're starting content creating, you're starting a YouTube because you have a message to be delivered on. Start delivering your message in your own way. People want authenticity, people want integrity, people want true colors. So deliver on that. That's what people want to connect with. They don't want to connect with a copy of someone else. That's why you haven't met you out there yet, because there's no one like you. Embrace that. The third fear is the fear of not being liked. As a former people pleaser, when I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to target the whole world. I didn't want to say anything that might be offensive to other people. I wanted to be like sweet and like a little held back, and I didn't want to curse, and I want everyone to like me. But honey, that's just not how the world works. Not every person on this planet is gonna like you. And it doesn't have the rippled effect that I thought it would have. I thought if I made the subject really, really broad, a lot of people would see my content. But it's not true. The more specific you are, the more people will see your content. And even though I meant well and somehow was protecting myself also for haters or trolling or whatever, I wasn't doing myself or my channel a favor. Because the truth is that when we address everyone, we address no one. So we want to get really nitty picky about our niche and who we're actually talking to. Fuck if that pissed some people off. Fuck that. If people want to be pissed off, then piss them off. If they still watch your content, congratulations, girl. You just got a new love-hate relationship with people, but that's not your problem. They're gonna always unsubscribe if they don't want to follow along anymore. The fear of being liked also follows a little by a fear of being boring. We all have very different vibes. Some people are naturally more funnier than other people. Some people are very more informative. Some people are educational. In whatever box, I hate to put people in boxes, but whatever type of content box you fit into, own that shit. And like I said in the beginning, there will always be some people who will resonate with you. No matter how boring you think you are, there will always be some people who are like, dang, I love that message. So don't be afraid of not being liked or being boring. Just get started. And this is a thing that also develops over time. You're gonna be funnier. You're gonna be more talkative. Your videos are gonna flow in a whole nother way the longer down the journey we're coming. The fourth fear is the biggest fear I had to push through when I started. It's the fear of family and friends' comments. By the thought of it back then, I could literally puke. And it might sound so silly, but in the beginning, I was more worried by what they thought of me than what strangers on the internet thought of me. For me to put myself out there, I had to show them a new Sine than what they were used to seeing. I did tell some people close to me what I was planning on doing, but there was still a lot of people, a lot of my friends, that I actually chose not to tell just because I didn't want to explain why I had the need to do it. This is what happens when people try to change. Whatever kind of change it is, it's a huge sign of personal growth. People around you ultimately does not like that because they're used to seeing you in a certain light. And when you try to move past that, they're gonna try to hold you back. And not because they're bad people, they're just scared of that newer version of you. They're scared of that growth because, hey, humans are very comfortable at where they are. They're very comfortable at their old habits, their old routines, their old friends because they know them. The minute someone is stepping out, taking it a step further, it's a sign of growth. People are going to try to hold you back. They have to adapt to something new and they didn't sign up for that. So some people are going to leave that and be like, I don't like where this is heading. Let's stop talking. And some people are going to jump on that wagon and be like, fuck, I love that for you. What can I do to help you get there? And what can they do internally to follow you and to follow that level that you want to go to? A key point under this fear is that when you want to share your journey with your friends, but already before telling them, you feel a sense of not wanting to tell them because you feel they're going to judge you or they're not going to support you. That's your intuition talking, and it's always right. We can be wrong, but our intuitions are always right. If your friends won't support you wherever you're going, these are not your friends. And as harsh as that might seem, it's better to let go because that will bounce you to the next level. And on this level, there are a lot of friends too. And hey, a lot of these people are in the comment section, okay? Link up down here because we're all on the same journey. We're all in the startup YouTube process. Some people need a mastermind group. Some people need an accountability partner for them to push through, for them to trust each other and to cheer each other on that we can fucking do this. When your friends won't do it because they don't know what it is and they don't know you anymore and you've grown into a version of yourself that they can't recognize anymore, fuck that. You're on the right path. I have had those encounters with my friends and I didn't listen to my intuition, but when I figured out that it was right, I was like, fuck, I'm not doing this to myself again. I'm not talking to the people in my life who don't believe me, who don't believe in my plan. There's just not enough time. There's not enough room for that. And now, I do have accountability partners. I do have mastermind groups that I love and that I trust, and I know that we can lift each other up to the next level that we want to be on. But it's so important to look outside of where you are right now, to think from your goal. We want to hit that 1,000 mark subscribers. How do we get there? Who do I need to talk to get there? A little vulnerable video for you guys today, but I hope that this resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below, of course, all your platforms so we can link up. And also, what has been your biggest fear before starting, or what is your biggest fear if you haven't started yet? If you didn't know already, I post one video every single Sunday. So if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel and I would love to see you in the next one. Bye!